Now to our other top story here tonight. Our crews captured divers in the Hudson River searching for more evidence related to the deadly helicopter crash. It plummeted into the water yesterday afternoon, killing 6 people on board. Tonight, we're learning more about those victims, including the family with 3 young children, one of them who would have turned 9 years old today. We have team coverage for you tonight. Investigative reporter Mahsa Saeidi looking into helicopter safety for us. Let's begin our coverage with Ali Bauman. She's live along the river in Jersey City with the latest. Ali.
Well, Christine, dive teams are still out there looking for the helicopter's main rotor and tail rotor, which may be key in determining what went wrong. And in the meantime, we've learned that relatives of that family killed in the crash are arriving in New Jersey today to start making arrangements for bringing their loved ones back to Spain. NYPD divers search a murky Hudson River Friday as the National Transportation Safety Board begins its investigation into why a sightseeing helicopter plunged feet from the shore of Jersey City Thursday afternoon.
We have 17 people who are here on scene. That includes 10 investigators. They are supported by a minimum of 10 experts back in our headquarters.
The NTSB will be looking into the history, operator, and flight log of the Bell 206 aircraft, which sputtered out and dropped less than 20 minutes after taking off from a lower Manhattan heliport, killing all 6 people on board. 49-year-old Agustin Escobar, his wife Merche Comprubi Montal, and their 3 children, all from Spain. Today would have been one of their child's 9th birthday.
He was here for a business trip, arriving on Sunday, touring some Siemens entities in Pittsburgh, is what they told us, and then they extended the trip with the family arriving.
Also killed the 36-year-old pilot and veteran Sean Johnson.
We do have the logbooks for the pilot. The pilot held a commercial pilot certificate with rotorcraft and instrument ratings.
Law enforcement sources tell CBS News that preliminarily it appears a rotor may have broken off, resulting in the helicopter shaking uncontrollably into pieces.
3 working theories. There was the birds discussion, there was drone discussion, and mechanical failure discussion.
Maritime wreck recovery expert Captain Joe Farrell says finding the rotor may be the key to getting answers.
If you picked up the rotor head, you can look at the bolts on that, and you can tell if they sheared away before the aircraft hit.
Authorities say the main body of the aircraft landed in water about 5 feet deep, but other main pieces they believe landed where the river is 75 feet deep and visibility is low.
As the dive teams discover items that doesn't appear normal, they're marking them, and then based on the currents and things like that, they'll be back to continue their dives in that area.
And the parents killed in that crash had both worked for the tech company Siemens. Today, the Prime Minister of Spain posted on social media calling the crash an unimaginable tragedy. Christine?
Sure, challenging for those divers still looking for the remainder of the wreckage in the Hudson there, Ali. What else did the NTSB say goes as far as next steps for their investigation?
Well, Christine, the NTSB is going to be laying out all the pieces that they collect from the Hudson River, laying it out like pieces of a puzzle to try to help tell the story of what exactly went wrong and when. And while they're doing that, others in the team are also going to be looking at the compliance, the history, and the qualifications of the aircraft's owner and its operator. Christine?
All right, Ali Bauman reporting live for us from Jersey City tonight. Ali, thank you. This crash certainly raising some questions about the safety of sightseeing helicopters over the city. Investigative reporter Mahsa Saeidi has more on that.
Sightseeing helicopters pack the city's sky. Each year, tourists paying hundreds of dollars for the view. But tonight, after the death of a pilot and a family, calls for change.
When it comes to helicopter safety and really safety aboard any aircraft, we have to make sure, number one, that the aircraft is flight worthy. And I'm not sure that those checks and balances are being done.
It's too early to say what we would recommend as part of this investigation. However, this is a concern that we've raised for a number of years.
In 2021, the NTSB sounded the alarm, saying the public is likely unaware this industry has less stringent requirements than other aviation operations. For example, there's no national database of tour companies. What the FAA doesn't know about, the NTSB says, it can't inspect. The agency also says some charter companies falsely operate under the premise of student instruction or training flights to avoid regulations.
We believe in one level of safety strongly.
So has the FAA implemented recommendations issued 4 years ago? A spokesman wouldn't say. Instead, writing, the FAA conducts regular safety oversight of air tour operators through a prescribed program. The Bell 206 helicopter that crashed is owned by a Louisiana-based company. It was operated by New York Helicopter. NTSB records show the operator has had 2 prior mechanical failures in recent years. No one was injured.
Mahsa, Ali had some information about the pilot in her report. What else have you been able to learn?
So we know that obviously this pilot had to have a commercial certificate. That means they were required to have 150 hours of training time. We've learned as of March 29th of this year, this pilot had 788 hours of total flight time in the air. So that's 5 times more than what is required. Tomorrow, according to the NTSB, we should know how much time he had on this particular type of helicopter. He had, previously flown a different helicopter.
All right, Mahsa, thank you for looking into that. Our team was among the very first on the scene when this crash happened. You can find all of our coverage, including our special report with today's NTSB news conference, online at cbsnewyork.com.